Floyd Mayweather was one of the greatest boxers in the world, with an undefeated record of 50 wins and 0 loss. Floyd Mayweather was exceptionally good at defense, and he had complete mastery of the Philly shell boxing stance. Floyd also defeated the most world champions in boxing, which shows that he was potentially the best boxer of all time. In this video, we will take a good look at Floyd Mayweather's training routine and a few things that made the former world champion Floyd Mayweather so good at boxing. Let's take a quick overview of Floyd first. Floyd Mayweather is about 5 feet 8 inches. He used the Philly shell boxing stance, and his best traits were his speed, accuracy, and defense. Floyd has a well-rounded athletic physique for a boxer. He also started boxing from the age of 7, which gave him an advantage over fighters who started late. Alright, so let's start off by the first drill of Floyd Mayweather's training routine, which was shadow boxing. Floyd Mayweather often started his boxing session by shadow boxing because it helped him get his form and technique right, and shadow boxing is also a great way to warm your body up for boxing. It makes you less stiff and prevents injury. Floyd Mayweather often used light dumbbells for shadow boxing because shadow boxing with light weights can help you build speed. If you start shadow boxing with light dumbbells, you can feel an instant difference in your speed. So if you want to build speed, it is a very effective training drill. A tip to improve while shadow boxing is to visualize an opponent in front of you or record yourself while doing it, so you can find out any mistake you make and work on it. Let's move on to the second important thing of Floyd Mayweather's training routine, which is road work and sprints. Floyd Mayweather had really good stamina compared to most boxers. He was able to go 12 rounds with the best boxers in his weight division without being inconsistent or tired while fighting. Floyd Mayweather said that he used to go out on runs over 8 miles at 3 in the morning after his boxing sessions. Floyd Mayweather could also run over 10 miles without getting tired, which shows that he focused a lot on road work. It is really impressive compared to an average person, because an average person can only run about 1 mile. Floyd also did sprints, which can help with your stamina because it is similar to interval training and it forces your body to adapt to higher intensity tasks, which is really beneficial for boxing. The third thing Floyd includes in his daily training routine is bag work. Floyd Mayweather often practices his exceptional jabs on a heavy bag. Using the heavy bag has many benefits. Some of them are better power, speed, and form. The main point of bag work is to try out different boxing combinations and get your form and technique right, so you can use your punches well during a fight. That is what Floyd mainly focused on. Using a heavy bag is the best way to improve your punching power since you can go all out. The fourth thing Floyd Mayweather includes in his daily training routine is mitt work. Mitt work is one of the most effective ways to train for boxing despite your skill level. Mitt work can improve speed, reaction time, and accuracy altogether. Floyd Mayweather is often seen doing mitt work with his coach because it helps him keep his accuracy and speed on point. It also helps a lot with your defense and head movement because you have to use your head movement and do a lot of slipping or rolling after throwing boxing combinations on the mitts. Floyd Mayweather could also do it very often compared to most people because he had a personal trainer and a coach who could hold the mitts for him when he wanted to. He also developed a really good reaction time and fast reflexes through mitt work. Another thing Floyd Mayweather focused on his training routine was cooperating with his coach. Floyd Mayweather had access to the best coaches in the world and people who would help him out with his training. He improved his Philly shell boxing stance by listening and working well with his coach. He wasn't born with that stance. He most likely made mistakes when he started, and his coach helped him to correct it till he became a master at it. Another thing Floyd Mayweather included in his training routine was sparring. We all already know that sparring is the most important drill in order to improve at boxing. Sparring is the closest thing to a fight, and you can use all the techniques you have learned while sparring against a real opponent, which helps you gain more experience. Sparring teaches you how to move around the ring and what to do against different types of opponents. It also teaches you how to deal with pressure and react to fast punches coming at you. These are all things which Floyd mastered, and sparring played a crucial role in it. Floyd defeated many fast boxers like Manny Pacquiao, and he also beat Canelo quite easily because of the experience he had. Sparring against different opponents gives you experience, which is the most important thing in boxing. It gets really hard for your opponent to defeat you if you have good experience and idea about fights. The seventh thing Floyd Mayweather included in his training routine was strength and conditioning. Floyd Mayweather had an athletic physique for a boxer because he did a lot of strength and conditioning workouts like push-ups and bodyweight squats. Floyd did not really lift weights, and he mainly focused on explosive and bodyweight exercises for strength and conditioning. If you guys want to build muscle just by doing push-ups or pull-ups, just add a weighted vest or a backpack if you don't have a weighted vest. Aside from that, Floyd had a strong core because he was able to take powerful punches from many world champions without getting knocked down. He often did a lot of crunches, leg raises, Russian twists. Floyd did hundreds of reps of crunches in order to strengthen his core. Floyd trained his core very often because your core muscles are very important for boxing or mixed martial arts. Another thing Floyd Mayweather included in his training routine was footwork drills. Floyd had really good footwork, which he combined with his exceptional defense. Floyd was well known for falling back or charging in while defending himself. Floyd primarily practiced his footwork through shadowboxing and just focusing on footwork. A few other tips to improve footwork is to get a ladder, or just visualize a ladder and practice going in and out and try to get as fast as you can without making mistakes. I am quite sure that Floyd used ladder drills because it is a very common method of footwork training. Another part of Floyd Mayweather's training routine was using the jump rope. Jump rope is the most common way to warm up for any combat sport, and it is also a good way to keep your body active during rest days. You can also use the jump rope to improve footwork if you use it in a different way. If you are new, just start off with the basic way of doing it. You can move on to trying different ways once you get more advanced. It also improves your stamina, which is a good thing. Floyd often used it as a warm-up because you can use it with light intensity. Another thing Floyd Mayweather included in his training routine was warm-up and recovery. Floyd Mayweather often started his warm-up by light stretching, shadow boxing, or going on a light run for a few minutes. That is how almost every boxer does their warm-up. It is no different from anyone else. He ended his boxing sessions with low-intensity training like speed bag or the double end bag. They are a great way to end your boxing sessions. The best thing you can do for recovery is sleep more and make sure that you are eating healthy meals like chicken. Floyd would train about 5 to 6 times a week, and he made sure he got enough sleep and good nutrition so he could train well the next time he pulled up to the boxing gym. He would sleep over 8 hours every night, which kept him at his peak performance every day. Those were the things Floyd did every day in his boxing gym, but the only thing that separated Floyd from everyone else was his hard work. Floyd would train over 5 hours very consistently. More than that, Floyd trained more effectively than most people. He would prioritize important training drills, instead of making things more complicated by adding unnecessary training methods like many people do. Floyd pushed past his limits and became one of the greatest in the sport of boxing. We covered his training routine, but let's talk about a few things that separated Floyd Mayweather from the rest of the boxers. The first thing was his Philly shell boxing stance. Floyd used the Philly shell boxing stance, which relied on things like shoulder rolls and counter punches. To perform the Philly shell boxing stance, you need to keep your shoulders in front of you while using that hand to block punches on your body. You need to use your other hand to protect yourself from hooks or any unexpected punch. Floyd relied on shoulder rolls and counter punches, which is very rare in boxing, which gave Floyd an advantage. It is very hard to fight someone who fights in a rare boxing stance like the Philly shell. Floyd also mastered it, so it was very hard to hit him. Another thing that made Floyd Mayweather so good at boxing was his jab. Floyd won a lot of his fights by split decisions, and jabs played a very important role for it. Jabs can help you to land more punches, so you have a way higher chance of winning by a split decision. Floyd also used jabs to open his opponent's guard up so he could land a clean punch and knock his opponent down. Utilizing the jab well also helped Floyd to control the distance in the fight because Floyd fought most of his fights at his own pace. Floyd knew how to maintain the perfect distance from his opponent. Jabs can be improved through bag work or shadow boxing. Another thing that makes Floyd so good at boxing is his accuracy. Floyd had a really good accuracy with his jab, which helped him secure points to win a fight. He also rarely missed a punch, which is a very valuable skill in combat sports. Another thing that made Floyd Mayweather so good at boxing was his experience and his intelligence. Floyd Mayweather in his prime was very good at predicting his opponent's next move, and he knew what to do in certain situations. He knew when to fall back or when to strike. His experience certainly contributed to his ring intelligence. Floyd was not a very aggressive boxer later on in his career. He preferred using his defense and creating chances to win. Floyd was way more experienced than most boxers because he fought many world champions and learned new things. The last thing that made Floyd Mayweather so good at boxing was his defense. Floyd had the best defense out of all the boxers in the world. His defense was on a whole other level compared to most boxers. He was a master at hitting without getting hit. Floyd had good head movement, so it was very hard to land a solid punch on him. He used the shoulder roll very well, which he used to deflect punches, and he was also good at head movement in close range. Floyd had good head movement, so it was very hard to land a solid punch on him. If you are a boxer trying to improve your defense, the best drills are sparring mitt work, slip bag, or using a slip line. Most common problem with most people's defense is that they move before the opponent throws their punch, and some people accidentally move their head right into the punch. Floyd stayed really calm and focused, so it was hard for his opponents to open his guard. This happens a lot of times, especially with beginners. They drop their guard or make a mistake which causes them to get knocked down. Alright, so these were the drills Floyd included in his training, a few things that made Floyd better than most boxers in the world. If you follow a few things from his training routine, you will make a lot of progress in your boxing journey.